Okay, butterflies, I am going to try to give you a directed art lesson on how to draw some of the cactuses that we've learned about this week. So first of all, I'm going to get my brown crayon and I'm going to make the sand of the floor of the desert. So just kind of a little bit of a wavy line across the bottom, and then we can fill it in. We don't have to make it solid. I'm just going back and forth, making my sand along the bottom so we have some place for the cactuses to be rooted in, right? Okay. Here is my desert sand on the bottom. And that's all I'll need for my brown crayon. And then I'm going to make all of my cactuses with my green crayon before I do more. So the first thing we're going to do is make our large saguaro. And somewhere, maybe not on the side, but somewhere towards the middle, let's make the main body of our saguaro, which I like to call it, it looks like a giant pickle, like a dill pickle, right? And then one of the arms, you think of making a J almost. So I'm gonna go to the side and I'm gonna come up like this and make my J. And then I'm gonna come around the top, kind of curve it and follow the road back. This is one arm of my saguaro on this side. That's like a J. And on the other side, we're going to make an L. I'm not going to make it exactly across from where I made this arm, either higher or lower. I guess on this one, I'll make it a little bit lower. So I'm going to make like an L, like this. And I'm going to come around the top and curve the top and follow the road around again. And here we go. And then I'm going to make lines, which are the ribs of our cactus, first down the main part of our cactus, and then I'm going to make 2 or 3 ribs, maybe 2 will fit nicely in one arm, and I'll come around to the other arm like this, okay? And then I'm going to lightly fill it in. I don't want to press hard because I want the ribs to show. So I'm just kind of filling it in. I'm coloring very lightly. I want it to be green, but I also want to make sure that those lines, which are the ribs, show up too. So let me just go ahead. This is a big area to color. All right, so once you've completed your saguaro, we're going to make a prickly pear. And I love this. This is like making Mickey Mouse ears. So first of all, we're going to make one large circle, and I'm going to make pretty large ears, not quite as large as the head, but pretty big. So here we go. Looks like Mickey Mouse, right? Then I'm going to come up to the next to the ears, and I'm going to add ears to these ears, and they'll become heads. And again, not as big, a little bit smaller, still pretty big, but a little bit smaller. So here we go. So I made ears here, and I'm going to make ears here. And then I'm going to pick just 2 ears. Right now there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to pick 2 and make 2 more sets of ears, smaller again. It doesn't matter which you have 4 right now, 2 sets of ears, and you can pick 2. So I'm going to do this one. I'm going to leave this one alone. I'm going to make little ears here, and then maybe this one too. And there we go. And then if you want to make little dots, which kind of represent the prickles, or this on the prickly pear, I'm going to make those a little darker, and then when I color it in, I'm going to color light, just like I did the saguaro, so we can see the darker dots, which are the prickles. If I color it in too dark, we won't see those. So I made a lot of little dots, and now I'm going to just quickly color it in green. It doesn't have to be solid. When you're coloring light, you can go rather quickly. All right, so my prickly pear is done. Of course, we're gonna add the flowers later, but I'm gonna do that right now. And now I have 2 more to go. I'm gonna make the yucca, and it's just one vertical line like this, and then 2 very sharp, skinny leaves. Yuccas have really long, very sharp leaves. So that's all I need for my yucca. I will add the top with my crayon after. I'm just sticking with my green crayon right now. So I made the yucca, the prickly pear, the saguaro, and we're going to also make an ocotillo, which has beautiful reddish orange blossoms. But all I'm going to do for the green part is little tiny, you see how I made just like little circles? And one on top of each other. They just kind of touch each other. And I like to make 5 usually. So far I've made 3. And I'm just going to make my 4th one and then maybe 1 more right here. So it's just little tiny dots or circles touching each other. And then I'm finally done with my green. So I'm going to come over to my yucca, and a yucca looks like a cloud, except it's not horizontal this way. It's more of a vertical, ovally cloud. So it's just, yuccas are usually white, but if I got the white crayon, we wouldn't be able to tell on top of the white paper. So here it is. That's all it is for my yucca flower. And then I'm just going to kind of color it in like this. There we go. My yucca's done. It's a big yucca. And then my prickly pear, I'm going to start out with purple to make my blossoms. And it's just like this. On top of each ear, here's one blossom. I'm just going to place my purple. Just on top of the ears. That's where the blossoms are. And then I'm going to take my red, and inside of the purple, I'm going to even add a little red on the ends of where the purple was. So it looks really colorful because the blossoms of prickly pear sometimes are purple, sometimes are red, or sometimes even a combination. So there, that looks really pretty. And then we're just going to finish with our ocotillo at the ends of each one of these. I'm going to make the red just like I did with the purple, just on the ends. And then I'm going to take my orange, and just like I did purple and then red here, I started with red. I'm going to finish it off so you get the idea of kind of that bright reddish orange color. And on top of the red, I'm going to add my orange. And if you would like to do a sun as well, I'm going to do it orange and yellow. If you use the orange, to me, it just makes it look like it's a much hotter sun than if you just used yellow. So I'm going to do the orange and just lightly color inside and make my rays. So I started with the orange. And then I'm going to get my yellow and I'm going to color inside pretty dark. And when you mix the yellow and the orange colors together, it gives it a very nice look, and it just seems to me like it makes the sun look much hotter, which in the desert it is. And then inside of where I had the orange rays, I added yellow rays and I have an AB pattern with my sun rays. And there we go. Your beautiful desert picture is done.